Hello, I am King Mac, and I'd like to thank you all for watching this feature presentation on YouTube. Be sure to enjoy a hot fresh cheeseburger with some french fries and a nice soft drink. Thank you for watching, and now here is our feature presentation of TTBurger game reviews on YouTube.
Boo! Boo! Were you scared? Well, I hope so, because it is that time once again for more Halloween games to show here for the month of Halloween, all month long of October of the year 2021. Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of TTBurger Game Reviews. I am your host Tony, and like I said, all month long we're going to be looking at the Halloween themed games throughout the month of October. Female protagonist game months are over, but there will be more of those coming up in the future, so I'll be just letting you know there. Now, it's Halloween time once again. And before I get started here, I want to give a shout out to Free Green HD and SubZeroMNX for King Mac. You guys are awesome people that keep up the good work, and to check out their content because they're awesome. And today we're looking at a game that's probably one of my most requested games to review of all time, and I just can't believe that now we're finally getting to it. I apologize there for not getting this to us any sooner. And people have been asking me, when are you going to review this game, man? This game's awesome. Well, when are you going to review it? I mean, come on, it's Halloween, time to review it. And today, that day has come. And before we get started, I want to give a shout out to all of the students, YouTube users, the sensational no gent, because you've been wanting me to do this game for a while, so this is to you, buddy. And we're looking at a Castlevania game here, and those of you who pretty much seen my Halloween videos in the past know that, like, when it comes to Castlevania, I didn't really play that many Castlevania games growing up. I played a few of them, like I played Symphony of the Night, Castlevania Chronicles, Lament of Innocence, and Curse of Darkness and Lords of Shadow and stuff like that, and I didn't really care for Castlevania Chronicles. I was never big into the original NES 2D NES games like that, and I played Dawn of Sorrow on the DS, which I thought was okay, but a lot of them I did like, and a lot of them I did not like, but the ones I did like, they hold a place in my heart for sure. And today we're looking at one of the most popular Castlevania games on the PlayStation, and this is what started the trend for the PlayStation Castlevania games here. And a lot of people consider this the best Castlevania game and stuff, and we're going to look at it today. Here we have Castlevania Symphony of the Night by Konami on the PlayStation, released on October 2nd, 1997. Back when I was in 3rd grade, about to be 9 years old on October 21st. Now, a lot of people consider this the best Castlevania game, and I agree, it is a fun, excellent Castlevania game. But it's not my favorite Castlevania game of all time though, but it comes very close. I still prefer Castlevania Lament of Innocence more, but this is one of my top favorites of all time in the Castlevania franchise. It showed that Castlevania was still strong for the next gen consoles, and it definitely showed that like there were some new things that they wanted to try out too. Castlevania Symphony of the Night plays a little bit differently from other Castlevania games, with the open world level up RPG style of gameplay, similar to what a lot of gamers consider some of the Metroid, call it Metroidvania. And yes, I agree, it is kind of like Metroidvania, because like it's Castlevania meets Metroid, and because of the upgrades and how everything's so big and got the save points and all that stuff. But we'll continue that as time goes on here in the video. Getting started here, the story takes place in the year 1797, 5 years after Castlevania Rondo of Blood, where it starts off with the ending of Rondo of Blood, where Richter Belmont defeats Dracula, but then one night, 5 years later, Richter Belmont vanishes without a trace, and Castlevania mysteriously appears once again. Then you switch on the role of Alucard, the son of Dracula, who decides to investigate what has happened, why Richter has just disappeared, and what the hell is going on in Castlevania. More to the story here, but you'll have to play the game yourself to figure out what's going on. It is a great story, and it's not the best, but it's still a great story. I do prefer Lament of Innocence story better, but here, this story is still great overall. The presentation of Castlevania Symphony of the Night has excellent graphics for a PlayStation game and a 2D game at the same time. This still goes for the classic style with updated graphics here of the 1632-bit era, and Castlevania Symphony of the Night shows that 2D graphics for its time were still kicking some haunted cheeseburger ass with excellent 2D graphics that still hold up to this day. Well, I'm sure King Mac and Titania would enjoy this stuff because, you know, knowing them, they sure love this stuff. The character models, the environments, and the pre-rendered cutscenes all look fantastic and play like a next-gen Castlevania game. It cannot get better than that. Sure, there's people who complained that the game was still in 2D and this was on a PlayStation station and stuff like that, but still, it still works in its own way, definitely. The sound in Castlevania Symphony of the Night is interesting in its own way. You got the hokey voice acting, which I really enjoy. I know a lot of people didn't like this, but I did. Hell, like, the hokiness comes off as like the hokiness voice acting of Resident Evil, especially lines like, "Die, monster, you don't belong in this world. What is a man in a miserable pile of secrets, but enough talk have at you." And it's actually interesting, like, Richter Belmont is actually voiced by the guy who voices Chris Redfield in the original Resident Evil, and it definitely shows there too. In fact, a lot of these voice actors were for like Konami and stuff like that, and Capcom, a lot of them were from Canada, and they did like voice acting for like tons of different like horror games like Resident Evil and such. And I admit that's actually really cool there. Only problem is Alucard doesn't really talk much, and I do like his voice actor because he's voiced a lot of games. Like he's been like the announcer for Tekken, he did stuff in Scadacy, and more. But it's just like it would be nice to hear Alucard talk more, but that's not the case here. The music in Castlevania Symphony of the Night is fantastic, some of the best music ever in a video game. The music is upbeat and it fits the gameplay style of Castlevania, to where like especially like Dracula's Castle and like that's like one of the most popular songs in Castlevania Symphony of the Night. And other sound effects kick ass too, like the moans when the enemies you defeat them and stuff and everything. The sound overall is excellent. Gameplay of Castlevania Symphony of the Night is fun and excellent, not without its flaws though. But like I said before, Castlevania Symphony of the Night is a 2D side-scroller with RPG elements in it where you level up Alucard by killing enemies to get stronger and stronger, and you have weapons and spells to help you along the way. And of course, like a lot of people did not like how you start off with very powerful, and then death takes your weapons away, and you got like dinky as weak weapons and stuff like that. Which I guess it's understandable in a game like this, which is like it's weird, but I found that is the thing because you gotta upgrade your character along the way. And of course Alucard has this backwards dash that makes him go faster, which is actually kind of cool there. So you spend a lot of the game going backwards and get cool ass swords and throwing and through his rapid ass attack swords and throwing daggers and all that stuff. And the game is very huge. It's very long, and with the castle being very huge and huge ass castle to explore and get crazy in here. But I do like how big the variety is with the rooms. Like one room has clocks, one room is got leaking, dripping water and all that stuff that can kill you, and poison and all that stuff. It's just big variety with the rooms and the enemies, and there's tons of them. You can even transform into a werewolf and a bat and stuff to help you. Although the werewolf is kind of hard, like once you get hit one time, you go back into human form or so. And Alucard can do some crazy shit with the boss fights here. And of course, like you also have like these special weapons where you can throw an axe or throw a dagger. You got holy water. They got the ability to freeze time with your power-ups and stuff like that. But it lasts a limited time there and stuff and more. And it's just really cool. And I was like mentioning some of the boss fights there, you fight a mirror version of yourself, like you fight like these weird ass creatures, like this bird-like creature you fight killer plants and everything there. It's really cool. And these enemies will kick your ass to Kingdom Come, where no cheeseburgers will be there for you, will be there to serve. And I'm sure Titania and King Mac will be laughing in your faces there and stuff like that, just watching you miserable and everything. And tons of shit indeed, and I had a great time in Castlevania Symphony of the Night. It's a long ass game, it's long, and then after you beat the game one time, you gotta redo it again, with going to the castle upside down, which can be the bad, something I did not expect, but badass in its own way. And I know I'm saying the word shit a lot here, but I'm saying tons of shit, saying the word shit in a good way, because there's a lot of badass shit here to do in Castlevania Symphony of the Night. And the game was also released on the Sega Saturn, which wasn't really well received because of some problems and stuff, but it wasn't released here in the States. And the PSP version did have some re-recorded voice acting, which kind of took the hokiness out of it. And it was on the Xbox 360 Live Marketplace, but the CG cutscenes were taken out and stuff, and just the PlayStation version is definitely the go-to, especially you can find it, but it's very, very expensive nowadays and going like over $100 so on Amazon and eBay and stuff. So yeah, but I gotta get to the bads here. The difficulty can be very brutal at times, with some of the enemies being hard to hit and taking a huge chunk of your health away. Due to how big the castle is, it is easy to get lost at times, even with the map. When you get like the full map on one, which I did try to avoid in this playthrough because it made me feel like I lost a little more and stuff. It can be easy to get lost at times due to how big the castle is. There's no autosave feature. It's like you gotta find a room to save and stuff, and that's that. And a lot of people complain that when you die, you have to go back and load your file, but it didn't really bother me there. And Alucard is a cool character, but he doesn't really talk much, is the thing. So those are all the things I have with it. Final thoughts, if you like Castlevania, Castlevania Symphony of the Night is the way to go if you're looking for some PlayStation Castlevania action. I do not recommend Castlevania Chronicles because it was just a remake of the first game. I didn't really care much for the original 3 Castlevania games, but Symphony of the Night is the way to go. It is a blast with a cool ass soundtrack and 32-bit special effects, and it's a long ass game and stuff, and trying to get Alucard to defeat his father and find out what happened to Richter Belmont. The score I'm giving Castlevania Symphony of the Night is an 8.5. I think of the problems I had with it, but it's still a game that should not be overlooked at all, especially if you want a Castlevania game on the PlayStation for sure. And that's pretty much all I gotta say for this episode. Episode 194 will be another PlayStation horror themed game. What are we gonna look at this time? We looked at a 2D side scroller on the PlayStation. There's tons that we can look at. That's the final. That's pretty much all I gotta say here. If you like what you see, subscribe, like, comment down below. Join my Discord group, TTBurger Gamers United, and my Facebook group, TTBurger Gamers Group, and my Facebook page, TTBurger 80, if you want more updates and more. I'm gonna try to get as many videos out as I can, but due to work, so that's gonna be a little bit tough. I'm gonna do it for sure. Which all I gotta say is Tony. Peace out. Have a great day and stay tuned. More Halloween content coming up next.